What's up, everybody? My name is Nobile Matamu, and I'm the host of Youngins Episode 1. Today is our very first episode, and if you are from the ages of 16 to 35 and just looking for a way to navigate life, this is definitely the show. If you're a parent trying to understand your 16-year-olds and your youngins, this is definitely the show for you. We're here to navigate life, to find growth, to find guidance, but most importantly, to have the conversations that grow us as youngins. And on our first episode today, we have our panelists who are here to talk to us about the difference between purpose and pressure as a youngin. Today we have Uamu, who is here with us, and he's a barber, he's a businessman, and he's young. And then we also have Lufuno. She's a matriculant, and she'll be speaking to us about the pressure and purpose that comes with being in matric and having to navigate how she's going to go about moving forward. And then we also have Upita, formerly known as Mr. Machaka, because he's an educator, who'll be speaking to us about the different things that he sees day to day as someone who is with youngins, and how he helps them navigate around it. So welcome to our very first episode. We're so excited, and we hope that from now on going forth, we will be a part of your youngin journey as you navigate life. So we'll start off with Uamu. Could you please just introduce yourself and let us know what it is that you're doing and why you are, finding way to still go about your purpose regardless of the pressure.
Yeah, my name is Amkelan Chowk, not only Uncle Amu to you. So, I started my business 2019, just before COVID. I was working in Banber Crossing, somewhere not trading. The reason I started to a mobile thing because of I was cutting clients, and then when finished cutting, going outside, and then the car is gone, and then I start telling other clients that, you know what, you can't park your car that side because they're gonna steal your car. They're stealing cars here. And then their boss they say, no, we can't tell clients that they steal the cars here. Don't come back. And then it's where I started to think, let me save those people. Let them go to the house to house. And then I started 2019, and then COVID came. I have to sell my car, start from scratch again, buy a motorbike, go house to house as a delivery when I'm going to cut people. So yeah, there we are. Now I'm stoppable now. I don't have competition now. Yes. I don't have competition. I'm the competition now.
Exactly.
Yes.
As you should. Yes. And then Amu.
Okay. My name is Panisiwe Lufunondube. I go to Reservoir High School. I am an RCL member, as well as I'm an RCL member. I play netball. I do choir. I'm the head girl of choir and the alto leader of choir. So I think you can. Thank you. I think you can analyze that I'm a jack of all trades. I love doing sports. I'm a social butterfly, and yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
Mr. Machaka.
All right, Peter Machaka is my name. I'm a whole lot of things. Top of it is I'm an educator since 2002, and I'm still loving it. Besides all that, I'm a musician. I'm a group exercise instructor for a very big fitness company, which I can't mention. I'm a lot of things, man. Yeah. I also love to travel. I love to travel, and wherever I go, I learn whatever that country has, and then I bring it back here, introduce it to young people, and that's what I've been doing for the past few years. Yeah.
Nice.
Can I ask what's the best part? Like, what do you enjoy the most about being an educator?
The results that come after you've taught someone.
Okay.
So like now you are in matric.
Mm-hmm.
You go out there and you start a life, But when you come back, and you say, you give that feedback. I did this, this is where I am, and things like that. But again, I don't just focus on the people that have made it. Even the ones that fall, they come back and say, what advice can you give? How can you help me? See that?
Mm-hmm.
Those are also the important ones, so that we don't just focus on just the ones who make it, you know. But the best part is just literally seeing somebody grow from what after them.
Mm.
Yeah.
Great. So I think we'll start off with Lufuno. I just want to know, what does pressure look like now that you're currently in matric? What does it look like? And where are the pressures coming from? Is it family? Is it, your peers? Is it, social media? And how are you trying to navigate that right now?
I feel like for me personally, pressure comes from all directions, because now that I'm in grade 12, things that I used to do or things that were done in grade 11, they are not as doable as they were before. Like, it's becoming very difficult to balance the things that I love and while still being an academic person. I think the main pressure that we're facing now is matrics in grade 12, it's matric dance. Because you go on Instagram, you go on TikTok, you see these people with their glamorous dresses, their makeup is on point, their weave, and you're just like, yo! And not that you're comparing yourself per se, but it's just a thing of like, how am I going to make my MD equivalent to that? Like the other day, I was messaging designers. I got quotations between 14,000, 25K.
Yeah.
Where am I going to get 25K?
Yeah.
Where am I going to get 25K? And then while dealing with that, you have to focus on your academics, because that's the goal, that's the purpose, that's the end result, and it's a bit difficult to juggle all of that while still being a child at home. You have chores, so pressure comes from all directions, and it's just up to you to not succumb or fall to the pressure that's given
That's
to you.
definitely there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I think going into pressure, you did say that now your only competition is you. Now you are completely unstoppable. And I think what I want to find out is, how did you go from something that felt like maybe a bit more safe? You're working for someone, you're getting a stable income every month, if that was the case, and sort of having to pivot completely into something that's not as stable. You don't really know of it, but there's also the pressure of making sure that you still make a living at the end of the day.
So the pressure of working for yourself, like example now, I just wake up today in the morning, I have to cut 7 people before I come here, But if you're working for someone, you know that you're only going to work at 10, and then after 5 years, you are done for the day and stuff. So that's the pressure for me now. But I don't think it's a lot of pressure for me, because I used to now. And then I just find a way to enjoy the work. Yeah. And then every day, wake up and go to work. Sometimes even when you are off, you know that you're gonna work, because the money is coming straight to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what are we dealing with now?
Yeah. But yeah, Mr. Machaka, I think from a youngin's perspective, with the pressures that have already been mentioned, I just want to know, what do you normally sort of relate to your students, or even just young people around you, in terms of the pressure that they might be facing as youngins?
One of the things that I usually see is that one always finds a need to try and match up to the next person. So you'll have a child who comes from a family that's not well off, and then they try to match the standard, even the financial standard, of this one who has got almost everything, And I discourage that a lot. She just spoke about the matric, the MD. It is so different from when we used to do
Exactly.
it. You know? We would get into a taxi, all of us, all dressed up and everything. We're going there and we're gonna dance.
Come on, it takes.
You know,
That's it.
and you gotta eat the same food anyway.
Yeah.
You know, and then now you end up having to look down on yourself because now you might just pitch up there in your father's car or your neighbor's car or something. You know. And I feel like those kind of pressures are very unnecessary. But I can only say, you know, parents must just find time to sit with their kids and say, you know what, you know us as a family. We've got each other that way, you know. Celebrate every little moment, you know. Last week you got 10 out of 10, or so should I say 5 out of 10. Tomorrow you get 6 out of 10. Celebrate that with that 6 out of 10. Celebrate the 7 out of 10. You know, appreciate the little things. Now, you are enough as you are. You are enough. You are the best version of yourself. You know. Now, don't now be taking that time and taking time and looking at somebody else, but they have what I don't have, you know. But I want that, you know. I mean, when we spoke earlier, we said what? We don't know how they got that. We don't know how their families got it. Today we are reading or hearing on the news of people, houses and cars being repossessed because of the way illegal things on the side, you know. So sometimes you find yourself, you're putting yourself under pressure unnecessarily because all you're seeing is just the surface of what people have, you know. I mean, we've had a conversation just now, and you spoke a lot about commitment. Yeah, commit to what you have right there and then, you know. Commit to that, and then instead of looking at the winds that are blowing around you, you know, focus on every step that you take. Focus on that. And then, again, you know, that is going to lead you to the right direction, because when you look at somebody else and what they have, you know, and it's what I tell my kids all the time. When you look at somebody else, you are literally ignoring the journey that you are supposed to be walking. You want to go into their lane. When I grew up, we didn't have much at home, but my own mother used to just say, watch, when you grow up, you will not need anything from anybody. We're talking financially and we need to be borrowing things, and today that's what it is, you know. So my encouragement to young people is that stay in your lane.
No
and
traffic.
Exactly.
No traffic.
There is no traffic in your lane, you know, because it's yours. It is designed for you. The obstacles that are there, they're designed for you.
Exactly.
Right? Somebody else, if you get into their lane, you will fail. Why? Because that is not meant for you. Even they, with their wealth, when they come into your lane, they will fail dismally because this is designed for you.
As a young, like, it doesn't feel like that. As at times, it doesn't feel like there's a path designed for you. It doesn't feel like, you know, you're gonna know what's next. Like, it doesn't feel like normal. I don't know per se, because you always hit with peer pressure. I feel like in our generation, peer pressure is like the biggest thing that causes suicides, depression, anxiety. So you hit with so much pressure. We don't have mentors like you who's gonna guide us, who's gonna say, my child, like, do this, like this, like this, like this. I was there before. I overcame this. I didn't fall to peer pressure. You know, we don't have people in our lives who are there to guide us. You know, even our parents, you know, sometimes living in a black household, some people don't some people's parents are not as educated as I would like to think mine are. Their parents are not able to give them the guidance that they need, and where do they turn to? Social media. Social media seems like their guiding light. Social media seems like makes them feel like everything is under control. Social media gives them this perception, this life, this goal that they want to achieve. So my life is, let's say I live in the township. There's nothing wrong with living in the township, but I'm just saying, like, let's say I live in the township. We are surviving, trying to make ends meet with the little that my mother works, or the little that my mother makes. And then when I go on social media, I see these influencers. I see these kids that are making money. They are driving in lavish cars. They have the latest iPhone, and suddenly that becomes my goal, because I've never seen prosperity within my family. That becomes my vision, and it becomes my vision because we don't have people like Mr. Machaka who are going to say, no, you're going to get this, stick to your lane, there's no traffic in your lane. You know, I feel like that's the biggest struggle for us as youngins now.
The unfortunate thing is that social media speaks louder than us. The unfortunate thing is we try, we try. And I will say something to you right now. I will encourage you a certain way. And the moment you walk out the door, you meet up with a friend. You meet up with whoever, because now they've been following somebody on social media, theirs is going to seem more lavish. Their advice is going to seem more like that. Theirs is going to, now you're talking. You see, forgetting that we have lived. Do you understand? We are children of yesterday who were trained to be parents of today, and that's what people miss. You see, we're children of yesterday, trained to be parents of today. Because the most common thing amongst youngsters is, but you're old-fashioned but look at how long these old-fashioned people live. Look at how long they live.
Yeah, they're still living and doing it well.
Tell me how many car guards, your car park attendants, let's call them that. How many of them are raising families without, like they are raising them successfully? How many times every year, when you hear of matric results, this child who's got 9 distinctions was studying by candlelight. And yet you've got people who live in double stories, triple stories, who have not even reached that. Do you understand? So you also have to be smart enough, to also, don't just listen, right? If I'm going to advise you, look at my life too. Look at my life too. You've never seen me on TV, right? And yet, if you had to look at my life, I've never gone hungry, I've never been homeless, I've never been, my wife will tell you that the one thing, you just look at my body, that there's food in my house. When you say, when you listen, when you are being advised somewhere, look at that person's life. And not the luxury part. The fact that each and every day they are able to wake up, you see that, right? And there's never come a point where they say, you know what, I have failed. Those kind of words don't come out of their mouths. And as they say, the fact that they've never failed is not just the words, but also the way they're living. You look at their lives, you see. Now, unfortunately, combating us against social media, we are on the losing streak.
Social media speaks louder.
It speaks louder.
It entices you, it pulls you in. So
you've got a phone.
Yeah.
I will talk to you. You leave now. You still got your phone in your hand.
Exactly.
You don't have me in your hand.
Exactly.
There.
Yes.
You understand?
Speaks volumes.
Yes. So the only thing that we can do as parents and as teachers is that we plant that seed. And that every time I see you, I just water that seed. And when you walk away, I just pray that whatever I said to you overcomes whatever that's going to be said to you.
Definitely. And I think that specifically speaks to identity as well, because I'd like to believe that our parents play a big role in who we are. And at the end of the day, the reason why the watering of the seed and the planting of the seed is important is because our parents are not always going to be there. After matric, there's varsity, right? And you get there and there's just a whole different world of people from different places, from different walks of life who come in, and they're just different. And I think knowing who you are, knowing where you come from, and knowing that there's a purpose that you need to fulfill because you have a specific identity, because you have your own lane that doesn't have traffic, it helps you navigate it better. For example, if when you get to varsity, there's blessers, for example. That's the first thing you'll see. There's nightlife and all of that stuff. And if you forget, or rather, the watering of the seed of identity hasn't been done properly, then you find yourself losing yourself and your identity and falling into the pressures of that. So I think it's very important that parents also play a huge role in trying to, for lack of a better word, indoctrinate, that, listen, this is who you are and this is how it's going to be. And obviously, we're not going to be exactly what our parents want us to be in most cases, but I think in that, I think what parents can take from that is that it's very important to really hone into your youngin and really make sure that even when they're out there, your practices still ring in their minds and they remember who they are, regardless.
I feel like the problem with that, like when your parents like indoctrinate that word, the identity is that they come off as too much, and then it becomes like, you want this for me, but I don't want that. Fortunately, obviously, my parents, my mom, she didn't force, because parents, and it starts from grade 10. Parents force their children to take specific subjects, to say that you must take pure maths, you must take physics. Mind you, the child wants to take something like visual arts, something like history. They don't want that path that their parents want for them. Already you are forced to take the path that your parents are choosing for you, right? And then grade 11 comes applications. When you apply, they say you must apply to be a doctor. You don't want to be a doctor. And that's where the identity crisis, I think, for a lot of youngins come in, to say that I don't want what mommy wants for me. I want my own journey. Then you get to that doctor, university, you start studying. That's only when you start finding your purpose, your identity. And it becomes difficult to find your identity in a world like that, because now it's nightlife, it's fast life, people, and you feel very, your self-esteem is crushed, because now everybody knows what they're doing, everybody is like on a specific journey, on a specific path. You're still finding your path. And I feel like for youngins, that's also another journey. The transitioning phase is the most difficult thing ever. Like it's very difficult.
It's very difficult.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Most definitely.
yeah.
I wanted to know actually, now that you're just about to come out of being a young adult, a youngin, what are some of the pressures that you've sort of experienced, and what would you then advise someone who's just coming into being a youngin, 16, 25, 20, to say that, okay, this is what I've been through, this is how I've navigated it, and now that I'm just about to step into being a full-on adult, this is how it's worked out for me.
So yeah, like me, I found what makes me living now. Like in life, you must find what you're good with and do it, and follow the line. Don't change it, and then it's gonna make your life easier. Because everyone, like she said, Everyone, when we grow up, everyone wanted to be a doctor. Even Uncle Mashake wanted to be a doctor, but now he's a teacher. So you change when time goes on.
Yeah.
You have to change. Everyone wanted to be a doctor
Yeah.
or soldier, something else, but we have to pass through him. We have to go to the school, which is, but no one say, hey, I want to be a teacher one day.
Yeah.
No, everyone wants to be a doctor, but why you want to be a doctor? And then you want a teacher to teach you to be a doctor.
Doctor.
Yeah. You understand? So sometimes you must just find what you're good with it and then do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know, like, when you were in school, what was your vision to say, okay, when I finish school, I want to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What did you want to be?
I also wanted to be a doctor. But look at me now, I'm a barber, and I'm a
Look at
famous
me now.
barber.
Yeah. But how did you navigate that to shift from, oh, I want to be a doctor, to eventually becoming a barber?
You find those things on failing.
Okay.
So a failure sometimes it's not a failure. It's a redirection.
Yeah.
So if you find something that it can live like pilangayo, just do that, and then you'll continue with that one, and then until you get the next step of it. Like I said, I was using motorbike before, and then that time I didn't even have a license for a motorbike. I was just taking a risk that I can't sleep, hunger, and I can't stand in the robot say, please help me with the food. Hey, so I have to make a plan so that I can make surviving. You understand? That's why it's very important for me to support small business.
Yeah.
Because I know that they want to make living.
Yes.
They don't just do that thing for fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So would you say, like, your advice to the youngins would be, it's okay to fail?
It's very okay to fail.
It's okay to fail. Yeah, I think.
Because if you don't fail now and they start failing on the age of Mr. Mashak, you're gonna end your life.
Yeah.
You must start failing now and then used to that there's a fail. You must leave space for disappointment in life.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
And do you feel like there are some people that you're disappointed in the process of finding that this is what I'm good at and this is what's going to make me a living, but this is also what I thought it would be and what other people thought it would be for me?
So in life, you must focus on yourself first. Don't focus on people. They don't do nothing to you. And you don't owe them. They don't owe you.
This being your parents as well.
Yes. Everyone.
Okay.
You don't owe them. You don't owe them. That black text thing, it's not a must. It must come from your bottom of your heart that let me build a little room for my dad or my mother or my aunt or someone. Yes. Don't pressurize yourself. Yes.
Definitely. Definitely. And I think it's also important for us to find ways to be moving towards purpose more than we are moving towards pressure. And you need to know the difference between the two, because I think there's a very fine line between, are you doing it for yourself or are you doing it because you're surrounded by certain people within that particular environment, or are you actually following your purpose? I think for someone who went to a university in the outskirts, I don't want to mention names, so within the outskirts, I think I got to a very cultured space in the sense that there were programs in there that really helped you to be you without finding pressure, but there are other spaces where it doesn't happen like that, so I think environments also play a huge role. Sometimes you get to a workplace and it's completely different to what you had in mind, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's like he said, not caring about what other people say, and just focusing on yourself no matter what.
With that thing, we can also speak about the identity, back to that, focusing on yourself. My household, my parents always show up. So I don't want to use people pleasers, but people pleasers essentially. So that has them, seeing them always doing. There's never been a time when they weren't able to do for someone else. Seeing that has sort of become my identity as well, because the way you grow up is from what you see, right? So that has sort of become my identity, to say that no, if someone needs me, I need to be there. You know, and that picks the question what I asked earlier: do you have the need to be needed or the need to
Be
appreciated? You know, and I feel like once you divert from what you've seen and how you were raised, the identity that your parents are putting onto you, and you figure out who you are, who you want to be, what you want to do as a person, like how Amu figured it out through failing. I feel like that's very important, and I feel like youngins need to understand that, to say that it's not about them, it's about you. No matter how you were raised, no matter what other people are telling you, it's about you and what you want to do. What makes the fire burn in your heart, you know? Like if you go to a maths class and you don't feel it, then it's not for you. You're not supposed to be there. I think when when he eventually got to the barber space, he's like, this is me. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. It felt like, this is where I'm supposed to be. This is my purpose. And if it doesn't feel like that, it's not your purpose. You're chasing pressure now.
Yeah.
So I think the most important thing is that it must feel natural. It must feel like I want to be here, not I'm forced to be here, or I'm doing it to please my parents, but I want to be here, I want to do this. And I think, we need to...
That's exactly what it is. Yeah. And I think Ulufuno keeps mentioning, you know, just the influence of parents, sometimes them not being there, or them sort of forcing us to do certain things. And I think for students, or for, you know, learners who don't come from, you know, a home that gives them that allowance to be who they want to be, or, you know, cushions them properly until they get to the stage, I like to believe that Mr. Machaka play a huge role in that. And I just want to know, how do you navigate around a child who you see has potential but comes from such a broken home, and try and make sure that they still succeed regardless of their background?
I always use myself as an example. I told you earlier that I lived in Hillbrow for 20 years.
Yes.
I've seen it change. I've seen it
Step by step.
You know, from times where I'd sit on the balcony at midnight and you'll still see people walking, just, you know, peacefully, to now. I came from a home where it was just my mom, my stepdad, and I wasn't that close with my stepdad. We sat on the floor with a small TV. Every cent that my mother made was to pay for my school fees, make sure that there's food, you know. And I mean, there was a time where we were at school and kids are buying things. And I was the only one in the entire school who couldn't afford anything. When I finished off my grade 7 year, at the end of it, there's that valedictory service.
Yes.
And kids are getting their awards and everything. And I've got my music award. And they're all dressed up nicely, all in their uniform, obviously. But my grey pants had patches on the back because mom couldn't buy new pants for me. But not once did I ever feel sorry for myself. I pushed. I had people that channeled me. Every Saturday, there used to be missionaries who just come to a school nearby. It's in Parktown, which is not next to Hillbrow. And every Saturday, they would have a time of games and all that. And we would go there instead of playing in the streets. We would go there. And it would just be a Saturday of fun. Every Friday night, they would come and pick us up and take us to the Clue, which was a white area at that time, you know. And we would spend a whole lot of time there and then playing all those games, getting to know how white kids live, and then they would know how we live. I mean, I remember so many times they would invite me for a sleepover. And so for the Saturday one, I remember I played the recorder because I was fortunate enough to go to a school that was affordable enough for me to be there, and the recorder was my first instrument. And on Saturday, these missionaries were from the United States, and when they discovered that I could play, they said, "Look, we need you to play for everybody, you know." And so the little thing that I did, as remember earlier I said, celebrate the little things. The little thing that I did, play that Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, they clapped as if I was on a world stage.
Yeah.
And from there, I said, next week, prepare another song. You know, and it started building up. It started building up, you know, until I learned to play the piano, I learned to play the guitar. Today, I play about 18 musical instruments. But it is because on my side. Oh yes, clock it. Yeah, ne?
Yeah.
But it was because I had teachers who were forever pushing. My principal at that time, when we go perform as a choir, you know, and I was the only one playing the recorder with the choir. And one day she pushed me at the Linda Auditorium, which is a place where choirs and orchestras. Oh. And she pushed me forward away from the rest of the choir so that I could stand out. You mentioned the word show up. My mother showed up. We didn't have a car, but somehow she would make sure she's there. Do you understand? So when children see that encouragement, when you celebrate them, you know, I don't have 1, 2, 3, they slowly disappear.
Yeah.
Because the love that you show, the support that you give, it becomes so dominant, you know, which is what happened with me. I want to now come to now. He's a barber. And a lot of people can look down on it. They think, he's just cutting hair. But have you seen when a person walks out of a barber shop looking good?
The confidence.
It changes a whole lot of things.
Yeah.
So basically, he holds that power. When he's busy, oh man. Because now, for them to keep on coming back to him, it means oh gosh.
Yeah.
Hey, don't take me to church, please.
Yeah.
When you make a person feel that good, you know, then your profession, and I'm gonna call it a profession, not just career, a profession, you know, like, because now you cutting that hair, and then this person now feels good. They go out there, they are turning heads, and because of you,
And they ask them,
come on now, because of you.
so you're getting client from word of mouth.
Exactly. And word of
You
mouth
see.
is very powerful.
Yeah. So when you have that supportive structure, which is something that I personally have vowed that I'm going to be doing. I have taught kids who came from homes whereby mom was a drug mule and a prostitute at the same time, and you know, and they would be very violent. You can see that, like, the way they're so violent. I mean, things are not right at home.
Yes.
You know, but I make sure that they look forward to coming to school. You know, I would like to invite you. Just you know, some of the jobs that people look down on, like security guard. You know, I will sometimes stand at the gate at my school. I stand at the gate, and just a high five and a hello to these kids. Yo,
It makes them feel seen.
they look forward to going to school.
Exactly, they do.
You know,
They do.
there's this little girl, just grade 1. She would hug her mom, and then immediately she starts running, and then she jumps on me, you know, and hey, she's happy to be at school, you know. So, to the teachers, to the parents, celebrate the little moments, celebrate the children. not every child is an academic. So, if your child is is a runner, even if in a race they are number 5 or number 6, whatever, hey, remind them that they started the race and they finished it. I want to touch on fail. I always say to the children, fail, you become a failure only when you give up, when you stop.
Exactly.
So the whole stumbles, when you're driving, at some point you're going to reach a pothole. Ne? That pothole messes up your tire. You fix the tire and continue. You're going to meet a red robot. It stops you for that second or for however. It's going to turn green.
Yeah.
And then you're going to reach a speed hump. That speed hump is going to slow you down. But the main thing is
Just
get
keep
there.
going.
Exactly.
Do you understand?
Exactly.
Get there. So the obstacles are normal. The peer pressure, it's normal. It's always going to be there. Right? You spoke of identity. Your parents have said things to you. They've taught you things. They've taught you a whole lot. You see, it's now when you, whether be now or when next year when you're going to varsity with that nightlife and everything, remember what you were taught. Keep that in mind. Do you understand? Yes, it might be some sort of pressure when you say that I need to make my parents proud. I need to make my parents proud. But at the end of the day, think about it. If I do this now, will I still smile about it tomorrow? Whatever consequences or results that come, will I ever smile about it? Will I still be smiling about it tomorrow? Or will I have regrets? Whatever I want to, this thing that I want to do now, can I do it in front of my dad? Can I do it in front of my mom? Can I do it in front of my pastor, my teacher, or anybody that has invested in my life? You see, I know I'm just derailing a bit here, because I was just listening to her as well. And I hope parents are watching this, is that don't live your life through the child. Do not live your life through the child. Something didn't work out for you, but that's okay. You still raised a child.
Yes.
It's not easy. You still raised a child. So now this child, allow them to be what they are capable of becoming. My stepdad said to me, I want you to be a doctor. Don't say anything. He said, I want you to be a doctor. And my mom said to me, I want you to be to be a teacher. And I said, I want to be a musician. So the argument between my mom was ongoing. Be a teacher. I said musician. And God put it together and said, just be a music teacher. Do you understand? But at the end of it, going on to the black text thing, my mother used to just say to me, all I want from you is just 500 a month. Just to enjoy your money. The rest, do whatever you want to do. I will build my house. I will finish this and this. So, just for every parent, just support. Show up. Right? While they're doing their homework, they just look over their shoulder. Even if you don't know what's going on, just compliment on the handwriting or something. But they are watching. And then they say, oh, my mom. There we go. There we go.
Exactly.
So yeah, I'm talking too much.
Yeah, no, but definitely. Thank you so much for that. And I think just going back to the failing forward discussion, there's a quote that says, "Ipupo alifumnikazi asaphila."
That's right.
And I think that speaks volumes in the sense that, listen, for as long as you're still alive, for as long as you're still breathing and you have it in you to still continue, we fail forward. We just need to keep going no matter what. So I think that's the biggest thing. But I think we'll wrap it up now because we are running a bit out of time. But I think the main thing has been just delving into what happens between pressure and purpose. And I think we've spoken in depth into that. I think we are finding ourselves just maybe gaining more awareness about it, because I think sometimes when you're not aware, you don't see yourself, that you're actually not following your purpose and you're following pressure or what other people around you want you to follow. But is there any, closing of remarks that you guys would like to say to the viewers as well?
No.
Do you want to say something?
Yeah, I can.
Sure.
So yeah,
Yeah.
if what is in your mind, just do it. It's destined for you. No one can do better than you.
Yeah.
No one.
No.
Yeah.
Once it's on your mind, just do it. It's destined for you. Yes.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Definitely.
As much as we need money to be able to pay bills and all that, yes, we do need money. But whatever you do, first of all, make sure that you love it.
Thank you, sir.
You will look forward to waking up. If it's just for the money, you are going to have a miserable life. It's going to be miserable because now you realize it's hard. Now, I don't really like this thing. I don't really like this thing. There are many people that I know that have got degrees and doctorates and PhDs, but they hate what they are doing.
Yeah.
You see, so love it. Have the passion for it. You understand? Have the passion for it. And I promise you, everything is just going to be aligned because the first thing is the love.
The love, yeah. And I think in most cases, it's easy to say, find what you love, find what you're good at. But in most cases, we actually don't know what we're good at and we don't know what we love. And we go out there and we find ourselves being confused. I'm in this field, but I absolutely hate it. But I actually don't know what to pivot to because I don't know what I love. And sometimes it does take time, but it also takes you actually introspecting and having really hard conversations with yourself to be like, I'm actually not good at this. Am I going to make it better? Do I want to make it better, or do I want to go into something that's going to fulfill me as a person as well? So I think that's also something that we can look into. Yeah. But other than that, thank you so much for joining us.
So sometimes you have to,
So,
even if you hate it, you must do it with love.
okay.
Yeah.
Even if you hate it, you must do it with love.
Yes.
Yeah.
Clock it.
Clock it.
Sorry.
Thank you so much for joining us. This is Youngins. This was our very first episode, and we will continue to have these episodes. I hope you continue to tune in as we find ourselves, as we navigate life together. I'm Nobile Makamo, and thank you so much for watching.